seatbelts. Let's go. Hello everyone, welcome aboard. My name is Jackie. I'll be driving you guys around the Harambe Wildlife Reserve today. I hope you guys are excited to see some animals because I'm certainly excited to show you all around. Now we do have a couple quick things to go over before we head into the reserve. If you have any personal belongings, hold on to them tightly. We don't want to lose anything over the side of the truck. If you happen to have a camera, make sure it's out and ready to take pictures at all times. You never know when those animals are going to pop up. There's a spotting guide above your head which will tell you all the different types of animals you could possibly see while you're out here on the reserve. We're not going to see every animal on that list, but we could get pretty lucky. You never know. The very first stop is going to be the Little Ituri Forest. Animals here in Ituri especially have very natural colored markings that will help them blend in with their surroundings, so you'll want to keep your eyes peeled. We're going to hang tight right here for a second so we can get some clearance from the warden. Then we'll begin our adventure shortly. Alright, that's my cue. Let's go. Alright, if you look up here on the left-hand side, there's already some friends hanging out around here. These are called bongos. They're nicknamed the ghosts of the forest because they like to hide way back in thick underbrush. Both the males and the females have horns on their heads that allow them to get through thick underbrush faster. You might be able to find an okapi on the hill to your right-hand side. They're a tall brown animal with striped front and back legs. They look like they could be related to the zebra, but they're the only known cousin of the giraffe. They have very similar head shapes. They weren't actually discovered by the Western world till 1901, which is fairly recent if you think about it. But all the time before that, Westerners said they were mythological creatures local Africans made up. Laying out of the trees here to your left is a greater kudu. They are the second tallest forest antelope, standing 55 inches right there at the shoulder. Those ones are female, and you can tell because they don't have any horns on top of their heads. Looks like we got pretty lucky so far out here in Ituri, but we're gonna head around this watering hole. Hopefully we'll be able to find some more animals around here. Looks like there's a black rhino laying in the shade here. Black rhinos get up to 3,000 pounds. They're widely poached for their horns, which are made from keratin, the same stuff your hair and your nails are made out of. And keratin doesn't serve a purpose to humans other than being hair and nails, so they're basically being poached for no reason. And they're only known predators in the world. Towards the Safi River next. Hopefully we'll be able to find some hippos up in that direction. Hippos spend a majority of their time submerged in the water. They can remain submerged for about 8 minutes without needing to come up for a breath of air. They don't know how to swim, so they just kind of tiptoe along the bottom of the river and then walk their ways up to the side whenever they're hungry. They're herbivores, which means they like to eat vegetation. They have molars in the back of their mouth specifically for grinding it up with. The very front of their mouths, they have 18-inch long incisors, perfect for self-defense, which is the reason why they're the most dangerous animal in all of Africa. Birds on the island in the center there are called pink-backed pelicans. There's one swimming in the water. Pink-backed pelicans get their name from a pink coloration they get in their back during mating season. Both the males and the females will help to incubate their eggs for about 30 days. They're very social. Their groups actually can grow into the hundreds. Looks like there are some Nile crocodiles under the bridge here to the left. Nile crocodiles have a bite force which is strong enough to break bones, and they've been known to take down animals 10 times their own size. They can get up to 20 feet long and run about 10 miles an hour while on land. The females pop their baby size from their eggs by softly rolling the eggs around in their mouth. When they do hatch, she'll carry them around in her mouth to keep them safe from any predators. I think it's a pretty smart strategy. We're going to head up towards the savannah. You can see we're almost getting there. There's a very large baobab tree coming up here on your right. Baobab trees are nicknamed the upside down tree. That's because their branches remain leafless for about 9 months out of the year. They store massive amounts of water in their huge trunks, and they've been growing out here in Harambe for up to 3,000 years. So I'm sure we'll see a lot of them as we head deeper down into the Serengeti grasslands. So here's a perfect area to start scoping out for animals. There's a couple of little springboks back here on the dirt path. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more of them later. They're really, really small animals, only about 100 pounds. They're very fast too. They can run up to 50 or 60 miles an hour. Be able to find some African wild dogs over here to the left. The wild dogs are led by one alpha male and one alpha female. They've been known to chase around their prey until their prey will drop to the ground from exhaustion. Very family-oriented animals, which makes them great at hunting. They're all kind of like hanging out by that back wall over there where it's nice and cool and shady. Termite mountains around here. These orange cone-like structures are made from dirt, dung, and saliva. They spend the day baking in the hot sun until they're really hard like cement, and then elephants and giraffes will use them as scratching posts. When they get worn down just enough, they make great lookout points. Some of the smaller animals, like the springboks we saw earlier and other small antelopes like that, stand right on top of them, helps them see over the tall grass. There's some white-bearded wildebeest out in the field here to your right. The white-bearded wildebeest will migrate for hundreds of miles to get here to the savannah, and their groups will grow into the millions. They prefer to lay on the ground at night in little rows. That way they have the ability to kind of hop up and run in case of an emergency, while also being able to stay in their groups. Feel safe. Now there are 7 subspecies of giraffe. The ones that live out here at the reserve are Maasai giraffes. They have a jagged edge to their spots. It looks like someone was coloring them, but they didn't exactly get inside all the lines. Males get up to 20 feet tall, and their babies are born at about 6 feet. They can look a grown man right in the eye from birth. Surprisingly enough, they only have 7 vertebrae in their neck. That's the same amount that we have, only theirs connected by a ball and a joint, which makes their necks a little bit more flexible. And very, very long prehensile tongues as well. That'll help them reach the underside of branches and trees, drag those branches closer to them so they can eat the leaves off them. Also helps to keep their face clean too. A little fun fact, a group of giraffes is called a tower. We're headed around to an area called Monkey Point. It's where the mandrills like to hang out. Mandrills are the largest species of monkey in the world. Males are famous for their brightly colored red and blue faces and backsides. Usually very shy, so we'll be lucky if we get to see them. I think there's a couple walking around over here. Couple females. They're so cute, I love them. They have little pouches in their cheeks where they like to keep snacks for later, and I find it really relatable. They like to smile at each other as a gesture of goodwill, which isn't very common in the animal kingdom. Looks like our usual road here is all closed off. I guess we're gonna need to find a new way around to the red clay pits. Check this out. This bridge has seen some better days. We better go pulley-pulley, which means very slowly, just to be safe. Marks in this clay, which is a good sign of elephants. They like to eat the clay for extra vitamins and minerals. There's actually a lot of vegetation over here for them to eat as well. They need to eat up to 300 pounds of it every day. Some of their favorite foods include grass, roots, and even small trees. Looks like there's one kind of hanging out by those rocks in the middle. We're going to actually head down towards the watering hole. Hopefully we'll get a better look at them. It's definitely hot outside. So if I were an elephant, I'd hang out down by the watering hole. You want to keep yourself cool. They have very, very sensitive skin. One of the ways they keep themselves cool is by flinging dirt and dust onto their back. They can even reduce their body temperature about 15 degrees just by flapping their ears. There's a little one. There's a flamboyant of greater flamingos up here to the left. Greater flamingos are the tallest of the flamingo species. They get their pink coloration from eating small brine shrimp for about a year after they're hatched. And they can eat a lot of shrimp, but they're not going to get pinker than this. Even as they get older, they'll start to lose the pink coloration in their feathers. A good place to start looking for cheetahs, especially along the tree lines to the left. Cheetahs are the fastest land mammal. They can run up to 60 miles an hour in only 3 seconds. They usually like to go after small prey like springboks or Thompson's gazelle because they're fast and easy to catch. There's a couple of white rhinos up in the bushes over here to your right. It's very difficult to see them because they're all laying down, so maybe we'll get an opportunity to see them a little bit later. Large rock formation where the lions usually like to hang out. Lions usually sleep during the day for about 20 hours every day. They're definitely more active at nighttime. That's usually when they like to go out hunting. Females will go find the food. Males will stay behind, protect the pride, make sure no other male lions are going to come in and take over their territory. Here's a better view of the rhino, kind of laying down in the bushes over there. Little Bontebok over here to your right as well. They're related to the white-bearded wildebeest. There was a point in their lifetime when there was only 13 left in existence. They're considered extinct in the wild. You can only find them on reserves like this nowadays. The whiter colored animal behind them is called an addax. Their spiral horns get up to 3 feet long. Their coats change color depending on what season it is. Not seeing any lions around here, so we're just going to need to head on out. Hopefully we'll catch them around here next time. Looks like there's some warthogs over here to the left. Warthogs are related to the domestic pig. They have razor-sharp tusks in the very front of their mouths. They like to use them for self-defense. They'll also make great digging tools. They like to make burrows in the ground to live in. They usually back themselves in with their tusks facing out. That way they can be ready to charge at any moment. There's those addax again. A couple of ostrich eggs underneath the tree there. Ostrich eggs are very strong. A grown man could stand on top of one that wouldn't even break. They're pretty heavy too. They get up to about 3 pounds. The female ostrich like to lay their eggs in one large clutch. That way they can all help take care of them together. Like there's a scimitar horned oryx on top of the hill here to your left. Scimitar horned oryx are desert-dwelling antelope, and since they live in the desert, they have to acclimate themselves to very high temperature. So they won't sweat till they reach 115 degrees. They don't need to drink water for up to 9 months out of the year. Looks like we made our way right out of the reserve. Hope you guys got an opportunity to get some good pictures there. Hope you learned a little bit about the animals along the way. If you didn't get enough animals, don't worry. There are plenty to see around the park. If you go to any map hole, they usually have white cards with pictures of animals on them. That'll tell you what section of the park each animal is if you're looking for anybody in particular. If you're just looking for an adventure that's close by, head up the hill to your left-hand side as soon as you exit the truck. That will take you towards the Gorilla Falls Trail. Along that trail you'll find lowland gorillas, naked mole rats, and meerkats. There's a frog that's as big as your face, aviary up there, more hippos, and some zebras as well, so definitely check those out. If you're a wilderness explorer, you'll need to know the name of my truck in order to get your badge. This truck's name is the Simba 1, which is spelled S-I-M-B-A, and then the number 1, which will be on page 13 of your Wilderness Explorer Scan Guide. I'm going to try my best to get you guys up to one of these warden's posts so we can release you back into the wild. I'll get you out of here in 2 shakes of a cheetah's tail, so just hang tight.
Papa!